Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 2v2 on Oka River Winter. Our heroes today are going to be, once again, the dynamic duo Ofield and sztefenfu. They are going to be facing off as the Soviets against synThrax and Apple, a very excited Apple. It's synThrax and Apple as the Germans. So, Oka River Winter, I believe we casted this one before on a 2v2. Very nice map, very exciting, very close game. So we'll see how it develops this time. But anyways, well, let's take a look at what the players are doing. So Ofield, our submitter, and part of the dynamic duo, is going with conscripts, no tech. He's currently able to choose between shock motor heavy tactics, guards rifle combined arms, and shock rifle frontline tactics. His buddy sztefenfu again went for conscripts. We have shock rifle frontline, conscript support tactics, and guard rifle combined arms. So that is that. Small engagement over here, both engagements over the fuel, so very nice. Both players on both sides, so all four players going heavily for the fuel points. As we said the last time, this map is spread out in the center. Basically, you have your 3 victory points spread across the center of the map. In between each victory point, you have a fuel point. You know, one fuel point here, one fuel point over here. And you have munitions on the left-hand side of the map, on each side of the map on the edge. So anyways, we see the engagement in the center. We have conscripts and combat engineers engaging the pioneers. We do hear an MG42 by the German players. synThrax being used to suppress the combat engineers that were capturing that fuel. The conscripts though managed to jump into the house next to that MG42 and start opening up on that MG42, getting some damage actually, very nice damage on it. Might be able to kill it way before this one does anything. And the pioneers need to jump into the house to defend themselves against the conscript squad that came in to reinforce, which means that this position is going to be captured by the Soviets. Fighting all over the place, we hear a lot of MG42s shooting. Right hand side we see the fuel point being captured by Ofield. There is a pioneer back capping, but the major engagements is going to be on the left hand side, considering that you have the munitions, 2 victory points on the same side of the river, and wall of fuel in the center of them. This side on the right is mostly going to be for just, you know, occasional fighting. So we see a stronger push now by the German players. The territory is still controlled mostly by Soviets, but let's see, Molotov went in on top of that MG42, but the conscript squad is also a little bit on top of it, taking damage from it and currently pinned down. Does get a retreat on that MG42. MG42 by Apple is pinning down a conscript over here on the open. This conscript squad is in the house, which is going to be able to keep on shooting. And this conscript squad is supporting with light cover on that fence. This squad is pinned down, so it needs something to flank or dislodge this MG42, otherwise it's going to take a lot of damage. And there are 2 grenadier squads on top of them. Another conscript squad jumping into this shack. Nice defense, however, this shack only really has one window pointing in the direction of the enemy, so it's not going to do a lot. There's a window on this side and there's a window on the other side, but there's no enemies on those sides. So while it is a nice defensible position, it is not very good for supporting. Conscript squad getting executed on the retreat by the Grenadiers. This conscript squad still on the open, now getting suppressed, being able to return fire, but the MG42 is setting up once again and is going to be able to pin it down in one more burst. This conscript squad at 6 men is inside of this house, being able to support a little bit more. It does have, let's see, 1, 2 windows, 3 windows, and a window on the top floor, so 4 windows in the general direction of where the enemies are right now, so much more useful than this one right here. Molotov right on top of those grenadiers. One catches on fire because it caught the Molotov in the face, but the rest of the squads just move out of the way. Another Molotov was laid down over here on the church, dislodging this grenadier squad. And a brutal fight here between 2 grenadiers and a lot of mean, between two conscripts, a lot of grenadiers, but one grenadier squad goes up in flames and gets executed or killed. Conscript squad retreating at 6 men. This one is down to 2. Needs to retreat out of there. No need for unnecessary men loss. Down to 1. I don't think it's going to be able to make it out of there. It does hit retreat. Runs through the fire, but gets shot in the face. This squad at 3 men does retreat and decide to take a different approach and run through the river right instead of through the fire. So which way do you want to die? Do you want to die frozen or burned? Leave comments. Leave your choice in the comments below. So anyways, we now see a stronger push by the Germans on the left-hand side. 2 MG42s being moved into position. This one's probably going to take this house. Other one will potentially take the church. So it is going to be able to lock down this left-hand side for the Germans. Back at base, we do see medics for sztefenfu. He's building tier 1. And we have tier 2 coming up for O'Field. Small lull in the fight because the Soviets took a lot of losses. synThrax has himself tier 2 already, so, well, he is building it, that is. And there he goes. He has tier 2, so he might be able to get himself Panzer Grenadiers, or maybe half-track to reinforce on the fly. His ally, Apple, has tier 2 as well, so we're going to be seeing more stuff on the field now for the Germans. They're slowly capping and getting their positions. They are capping that munitions point. They have cut off the point from getting this one. And the conscripts are moving back into position to start pushing onto the left-hand side. Right-hand side, like I mentioned earlier, doesn't see a lot of action in this map, apparently. MG42 being moved into position just to defend. It's gonna jump into that house. Nobody has actually captured that victory point yet, but yeah. So anyways, major fights here on the left-hand side. Flamethrower equipped pioneers harassing these conscripts out in the open. MG42 opening up on multiple conscript squads, pinning down one, having suppressed the other. We do see the conscripts engaging grenadiers on the left-hand side, and these conscripts going around for a little bit of a flank. They are going to bolt over that fence and could potentially get a nice shot at this MG42. However, this MG42 in the house will be able to support it. This MG42 flips around nicely. Conscripts get caught in the open by the flamethrower, get burned up alive, get stopped, and suppressed by the MG42. Down to 4 men, but we now see a scout car on the field for sztefenfu. It is equipped with a flamethrower, so it's going to be able to harass these MG42s. However, there's also a scout car on the field for synThrax, which will potentially get upgraded with a autocannon. Let's see, is it upgrading? Yeah, it's currently upgrading. It's going to take a while though, but it will be able to deal with those scout cars fairly efficiently. Scout car here still harassing down to about half health, but it is going to be able to get those pesky MG42s out of there before it dies. Does get behind it. Main gun destroyed. Needs to pop out those engineers. Goes down, only loses one of them, luckily. And that's it. Autocannon finishes up right after that scout car dies, so a little bit of a wasted effort there. If we do see another scout car hitting the field, it will help out, but it has reduced its capabilities as far as anti-infantry. But I guess we don't have to worry about that because the conscripts rush up to it, throw an 18-8, and blow it up. So nice push here by the Soviets, getting even an AT gun in position. They have themselves a Maxim machine gun. They haven't been able to recruit an MG42 this time. So it's unfortunate for them, I suppose. But yeah, not bad. Grenadiers building a fire in the middle of everything. It looks like they don't want to freeze, considering that there's a blizzard coming, or in effect. I'm not sure if it's in effect, but I missed that timer. Anyways, so the Soviets have been pushed back a little bit. They're still holding the line a little bit with Maxim machine gun opening up on these squads. Rifle nade goes on top of the Maxim, only does a little bit of damage to the health. Second rifle nade does kill the gunner, but only that. Right hand side, we see an engagement by conscripts, combat engineers against 2 pioneer squads. The Soviets should be able to win this one, especially with focus fire. They have now brought down that squad to 1 man. Gets retreated. Makes it out alive. Second squad decides to retreat before taking heavy losses. So very nice. Left-hand side, our main battle area. We have an AT gun just off in the distance, and very nice by synThrax. I applaud this. He's building a bunker out in the open, and if I were him, and I'm assuming, well, I'm not him obviously, but I'm assuming if he's thinking like I'm thinking, he's gonna do this as a medic bunker, because it's not really in a position to defend this area. You would put it more in the open if you wanted to stop the advances. Here it is being masked a little bit by the church, and it is upgrading, but it doesn't actually show what upgrade it is. Strange. Oh, there it is. Huh. Interesting. Well, I mean, I guess that works too. It's a masked MG that's going to cover the actual, you know, sector pretty much in its entirety, and not going to get shot from behind, but I don't know. I would have liked a med bunker in there. Would have been able to keep the infantry alive a lot longer in here, especially with the support of a half-track, but, well, to each his own, I suppose. And, ooh, very nice shot there. Went in by the field gun. Getting a lot of kills there. Almost killing these squads. Look at that. 2 and 2. Very low in health. MG bunker opens up on the scout car. Panzerfaust is going to go on top of the scout car. And, ooh, it misses. It actually... What was that? It looked like it actually got a kill on one of the guys on top of it, but... That is strange. Because that one didn't look like it missed. It looked like it hit, but it didn't actually penetrate. So maybe there's a penetration value for the Panzerfaust and how much damage it does? I don't know. Guards rifle pinned out in the open. Bunker getting taken out by that field gun. And one more shot should do it. There it goes. So nice idea, but ultimately wasn't supported well enough. And yeah, I mean, I suppose it's too forward to last a long time. But anyway, so major engagement here in the center. Soviets pushing out in force with both men engaging both commanders, you know, taking their squads in. We do see PPSH is equipped for sztefenfu, so he has already chosen the doctrine. That is going to be the Guards Rifle. Guards Rifle combined arms is the one with the Hit the Dirt, PPSHs, and Guards Rifle. So very nice. Let's see. O'Field has not chosen a doctrine, it looks like. synThrax has not chosen a doctrine. And Apple has not chosen a doctrine. I'm assuming that's what it means, considering that it glitches out and it doesn't show you what commanders it has anymore. So we'll say that that's the case. So anyways, small lull in the fight. We have camping going on the left-hand side by the Soviets. There is an engagement here by these three conscripts just on these fuel cache. What I'm assuming it's going to be fuel. Yeah, fuel cache here. Anyways, Panzer IV now on the field for synThrax. That is going to be very nice against all this infantry. However, there is a field gun to worry about. 2 field guns on the field actually now. Field guns on the field, yes. Redundancy is redundant. Nice shot goes in on the side. Gets a couple... Gets nice damage there. Panzer IV hits a mine. Quite unfortunate. Can't back off. Can't move forward. Gonna back off and get shot. No, it is. No, yes. No. Yes. No. Looks like no. It is moving the field gun a little bit into position. Guards Rifle should be able to even finish it off if they don't get pinned down. Nice shot by the field gun, off in range. Those PTRSs could potentially destroy it. A anti-tank nade goes on and damages the gun, but the Guards Rifle lose their PTRS rifle. Nice Molotov goes in, kills 2 men from each of the squads. PTRS rifle though is going to get picked up by the Germans, or maybe not. Nope, they do retreat. Somebody needs to pick that up. I hate to see guns in the floor, and there it goes. Okay, so nice. Conscript squad picks up a PTRS. They're going to be able to make good use of it. This Panzer IV is getting repaired on the fly on the field, but it's going to need to be repaired fully if it wants to get that gun operational. Combat engineers getting shooed away by all that infantry. Nice position on this MG42 on the side, being able to support. The field gun is, though, however, artillery barraging it. It is hitting for shit, though. Conscripts try to go in for the kill, I guess, on this Panzer IV, but it was being already repaired, so it wasn't going to be able to do much. We do see the Tier 4 now for sztefenfu. We'll probably see some Su-85s hitting the field relatively soon. O'Field is instead going for tier 3, so very nice combined arms there. Going to be able to provide ramming abilities with the T-34s, or maybe very heavily infantry harassment with the T-70s. MG42 engaging the conscripts out in the open, getting them suppressed, gonna probably get them pinned. This field gun might, though, use an artillery barrage on that MG42 to try to dislodge it. Wow, nice shot by that 18 gun. Snipes one of the grenadiers out in the open. Another shot right on top of them, but doesn't actually get to do anything. And these conscripts are taking heavy damage out in the open, down to 4 men. They need to get themselves out of there if they're not gonna get supported. Rifle nade goes on top of those conscripts. Nice damage. Down to 2 men, down to 1 man, but that guy's probably going to make it out. He is further behind. And yeah, has nothing to worry about. O'Field needs to be very careful with this conscript squad. It is on a very damaged church. One shot even of a mortar can actually bring it down. And we now see a Brumbar on the field. I think this might be the first Brumbar that I've actually casted. I haven't seen him in any of the games. And well, just in case we haven't, the Sturmpanzer IV Brumbar, known by its nickname Brumbar, this heavy assault gun has a 15 centimeter howitzer and is in an armored casemate. It brings its gun into close range and smashes the enemy with 40-kilogram shells. So basically, it's the oh man, I forgot what it was called. The Blitzkrieg Doctrine Stug variant that had an artillery gun in the original Company Heroes. Damn it, I forget what it's called. But yeah, basically it's mobile RD. Anyways. So, small engagement by the Soviets in the center, dislodging that MG42 that was in that shack that wasn't actually managing to do anything because it doesn't have line of sight on that. Brumbar gonna take a shot at this field gun that it caught in the open. Nice explosion, brings it down to 2 men, and that collapses the, well actually it was the Panzer Force, but collapses the church. Like I said, needs to be very careful when the buildings are very low on health. AT gun does get decrewed. We do see a T-34 on the field now for O'Field. Might be able to use the ram to either try to disable that Brumbar out in the open, or maybe the Panzer Force, but he did get Panzerschreck that disables the engine and disables the ability to ram, so needs to back off. It is going to back off. Might be potentially picked off by the Panzer Force at range though, but we do see a Vet2 field gun, which gives it increased weapon damage, so they need to be careful with that one. Very heavy push by the by the Germans though. We see 4 grenadier squads hitting the field on top of everybody with LMG-42s on almost all of them, so that's going to be very brutal. This field gun is going to be decrewed right away. A hit the dirt being used on the conscript squads, not sure why. Well, he is very low in health, but he could have just ran them over. He was almost on top of that squad. So keep that in mind. Remember, if you hit the dirt, you can't move, and you're going to get run over by tanks. So very heavy losses on both sides as far as the infantry goes. Not any squads lost as far as I can see, aside from the field guns being decrewed. And yeah, very strong, very nice push by the Germans. Very forward, going all the way up to their side of the river. Su-76 hit the field for sztefenfu rather than an Su-85. And it is heavily damaged and could potentially be killed. There it goes. Blows up in a pile of smoke by a Panzerfaust. So quite unfortunate there. Very heavily damaged squads. Still pushing forward though. Very nice assault. T-34 getting caught out in the open on the ice. He needs to be very careful. Yeah, because look at that. That shot broke that ice. Almost dropped that T-34. A Panzer IV looks like? Yeah, Panzer IV actually got it blown up outside of the base. There is no field gun it looks like, but it might have been just concentrated AT gun, 18-8 that is. This Panzer IV decides to retreat instead of dying, very wise choice. There was a T-34 though that was going to be able to provide a little bit of damage, so that might have also done it. So very nice, very brutal, very intense push by the Germans. It was very hard. They were very hard pressed, the Soviets, to stop that that wave, that tide of enemies. On the right hand side, we see conscripts retreating after getting stopped by pioneers. So they have the victory point on the right hand side. The Soviets do, that is. So they are going to be able to slow down that ticking. MG42 in this house, catching conscripts in the open. These conscripts at Vet 3 though gain increase in durability. Nice barrage by the field gun, gonna potentially collapse that house. No, they're gonna be able to get out of there before anything really happens, and it's actually not doing any damage to the house itself. There it goes, collapse that house. That shot would have been very nice a couple seconds ago, but well, they don't have to worry about that house providing defense for MG42s. Still though, this is a very nice angle on this MG42. It covers the entire approach between these houses, and you have to go around them like these engineers are doing to you know, to get a flank. So very interesting there. MG42 decides to retreat at one man. Is going to be able to make it out of there though, so no luck again for the Soviets on picking up a MG42 on the field. A lot of MG42 still on the field for the Germans, one of them covering this entire area, but these combat engineers are masked from this MG42 because of this house. So very nice, and mines being laid down by the Soviets in this position. They know that the Germans are going to push in force again to try to take this area, so these mines are going to be very nice to whittle down their numbers and maybe even get a tank kill or a tank disabled at the very least, you know, or even damaged at the very least, you know. Mines help. It doesn't matter what it hits, it helps. If you hit a squad, you either kill it or make it retreat. If you hit a tank, you damage their engine potentially, or at the very least even get some health damage. I'm not sure if the engine damage is always the case, but you know, it's going to damage some tanks, so it's going to be very nice. So we do see the Germans coming up again in force with a lot of squads. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squads at the very minimum, supported by a sniper. Ooh, nice. We have a German sniper on the field. You don't usually see those a lot, but we'll see how that works. Something to keep in mind with the German sniper. Obviously, it's only one man, but it cloaks in cover and is able to remain in cloak a little bit longer than... Sorry about that, guys. My computer crashed. Anyways, we're back. So anyways, the sniper is getting caught in the open by the guard's rifle. Needs to get out of there. It's not as durable, and it's dead. Okay, well, never mind. I was saying before it crashed that the sniper is able to stay in cloak longer than the Soviet snipers. But it didn't matter in this case. He is dead. Look at him. Right there. Poor little guy. So anyways, yeah, my computer crashed, so lost a little bit of footage, but I think we should be fine with this. So anyways, we see the Grenadiers rushing on top of the T-34s. They're going to throw a Panzerfaust on this one. And there it goes, catches it on the ass. Does get a damaged engine, but nothing significant really. We do hear the Panzerwerfers throwing a barrage. And it's going to land where the T-34s were before. Well, the other one did shoot up a little bit, so I mean, not a bad idea. I mean, this one was a little bit too short, but not a bad idea to, instead of using both in the same area, you know, shooting one here and the other one forward. It's kind of like a creeping barrage ability, so not bad. So anyways, the Soviets do manage to hold the line here with their T-34s getting in repaired, although this combat engineer is down to one man. Would be very beneficial if a half-track was used on the field, you know, that would allow them to repair. But anyways, we now see for synThrax a Tiger hitting the field, supported by the Panzer IV, so that's going to be very strong. We also have the artillery barrages being used once again. Where are these going to land? Probably somewhere around here, I would assume. No? No. It was over here. Interesting. Oh well. Not sure where they landed, but well, they have that plus their armor and such, and there's a Panther also on the field, so very nice, very strong armor combination now for the Germans. Tiger, Panther, and a Panzer IV. That's going to be able to stop pretty much anything the Soviets can dish out right now. There's an Su-85 which will potentially deal some damage to them, but if they all three go up against them, they would win. T-34 getting caught in the open by the Panzer IV and the Panther, I mean by the Tiger and the Panther. But a field gun is opening up, and very nice by Oldfield. I was saying about the half-track to use for reinforcement on the field, and that is in fact what he did. So quite nice. Panther moving away and masking himself behind this building because he took too much damage from those field guns. Panzer Werfers being used quite nicely on top of all this all these forces, but they didn't really get much of anything. I think they did some damage to the T-34 a little, but that's it. Tiger backing up, taking some damage by the field guns, down to about half health. Takes out that Maxim machine gun. And there goes the there goes the Grenadiers rushing forward with their Blitzkrieg, I believe. Gonna get on top of all the infantry, all the AT guns. Gonna throw some Panzerfaust. One Panzerfaust off the top of an Su-85. Probably another Panzerfaust might be trying to get on top of that T-34. But with that engine damage, a Panzer IV, even on its own, could be able to get the advantage on this Su-85. However, with their engine damaged and their Panther out of commission for the moment, this Panzer IV is now dead. Tiger still being a little bit forward, taking some shots from that field gun, or the Su-85 actually. Bringing it down to very low health, about 20% health left. Needs to be very careful with it. Gonna back off, doesn't want to lose that Tiger. Very wise, very nice. Panzerfaust goes onto the Su-85 again, bringing it down very low in health. Ooh, Vet 3 Grenadier Squad goes down to sustained fire. We do have a T-34 on the side providing support fire, which is a lot better at killing infantry than the Su-85. And we do hear something being called down. What is it? What is it? It is a Stuka close air support. Gonna do some damage, but not a lot of damage to the armor, so might have been a little bit of a waste there. Artillery barrages are being called in, and they're gonna land. Ooh, very nice. Actually manages to blow up that Su-85 with that Panzer Warfare, so nice barrage, nice accuracy on that one. T-34 is moving forward, trying to take this chance to get a foothold back on their side. Taking a look at the right-hand side, we see the shock troops have actually managed to capture most of the territory. They are circling around and getting a fuel cache, while that MG42 is still in that house. T-70 that's being produced by Apple could actually, not Apple, by Ofield, could actually be sufficient to just, you know, get it out of there. But, well. Anyway, still major engagements here. We heard a grenade go on top of the tank where the Pioneers were, but the Pioneers managed to dodge it quite nicely. And the Panther is going to be still alive. Ooh, not for long, though. Quite nice shot there being used by Ofield, an IL-2 precision bombing strike. Very nice, very nice. MG42 fending off some combat engineers. Conscripts going on top of it. They do decide to retreat that MG42. Quite nice. And they're going to be able to capture that point. Shock troops getting engaged by 1, 2, 3 Grenadier squads. Quite interesting. They're going to try to recap the right-hand side of the map. They said, you know, that's enough. You are not going to get the entire map in your possession. Shock troops might be able to throw an 8 into this house, trying to get some kills. That is what they're going to do, I assume. No, they're just sitting there looking at them shooting. I mean, you do have nades. You have anti-personnel grenade. No. There it goes. Nade goes in. Not a lot of damage. Down to 2 men. It's going to retreat, while the MG42 just dukes it out with the other guys in that house. In the center, we see an engagement. Vet 3 conscripts rushing forward, trying to catch that Tiger. T-34s back behind it in support, but they're not going to be able to do much. They do go a little bit forward, but decide to run away after hearing the Panzer Warfers, but the Panzer Warfer was not going for him. MG42 in this other house. Suppressing these combat engineers and these guards rifle. Could use these T-34s, which it looks like he is going to do it to get this MG42 out of there. And we now have a half-track with the anti-air gun supporting this conscript squad in the house. Opening up on that MG42, trying to get it killed, but we now see a Panther going over to the right-hand side to stop it, to get everything out of there. And nice, the T-70 is in fact going to go there to try to dislodge this MG42, but with the Panther over there, I don't think it's going to be able to do much. We hear a lot of shots landing somewhere, but anyways, T-70 getting caught in the open by that Panther, skidding all over the ice. Taking one shot to the face, one more shot should actually kill it. Manages to get right out of range though before the Panther executes him. Panther turns its sights onto the Half-track. The half-track uses overdrive. Very nice. And gets the hell out of dodge. Quite nice there from Ofield. Very nice control on his units. The T-70 is now harassing this MG42 on this side. Vet 2 down to one man. Can he actually get the kill? He's not going to be able to get the kill before the Tiger tank takes a shot at that T-70, but misses. T-70 is going to try to get out of there, but it's now exposing its rear armor and goes kaput. Quite unfortunate, but, you know, not a bad usage of it. Su-85 hitting the field on the right-hand side, trying to engage the Panther, but it is not supported by any infantry, so it's not going to risk going there by itself. T-34's taking some shots on the Grenadiers in this victory point, or on the victory point, that is. Panzerfaust? No, retreats. So very nice usage of the T-34s, keeping them retreated, keeping them back, just lobbing shells at those Grenadiers every so often. Shock troops on top, throwing an aid, but don't do anything. Getting engaged by a lot and everything. Down to 2 men, need to get out of there. Ooh, nice shot by that field gun. Actually breaks the ice here, but it is not enough to kill that Panther. It does manage to walk away. Still heavy engagement. We see a Maxim machine gun being used to suppress and damage these Grenadiers. A buttoning could go down on this Tiger tank, but it doesn't look like that's what he wanted to do. And we now see 2 Tigers on the field for synThrax. Very strong force. We do have two T-34s on the field, though they could potentially be used for ramming, and we have 2 Su-85s to back them up. So we'll see what happens. Nice barrage by the Panzerwerfers. Takes out an entire 2 squads. Very nice pickup there. 1 Guards Rifle and 1 Conscript executed on the retreat. So we now see that sztefenfu has nothing on the field. He only has 2 Su-85s, which are invaluable right now to fend off and keep those German Panzers at bay. And a howitzer. The howitzer gun has enough range to get himself at this point. Nice pickup. They actually get a Tiger tank. Not sure what happened to that Tiger tank there, why it just stayed out in the open, but very lucky strike there for the Soviets. They only have to deal with 1, which is currently damaged on the engine, so they could actually move forward and try to pick it off, but they are deciding not to. They're going to stay at range. There is a Panther lurking on the other side of the river. Some shots going in by the Su-85s. Trying to keep him at bay. You know, get the hell out of here. We don't want no Panthers. We don't need no stinking Panthers. And we now see the left-hand side being slowly capped by the Germans. There is not a lot of infantry on the field for the Soviets right now. We do see sztefenfu producing 2 conscripts. Sorry, excuse me. 2 conscripts. But, well, Ofield still has the majority of the infantry, so he's going to be able to provide better support. T-34 running into that MG42. Saying surprise, going to get him out of there. 1 man left. Trying to run. Is he going to make it out of there? He does. Quite lucky. T-34 not as good, or nearly as good as a T-70 at killing infantry, so it's to be expected that that would have happened. So now we do see a nice entrenched position by the Soviets. They do have a nice advantage here, picking up that Tiger kill. This Tiger is still not repaired, needs to get some engineers on the field, and yeah, there they go. The Pioneers are going up to the field and probably going to get those repairs soon. We have a Neville Werfer, or Panzerwerfer that is here. Keep calling it Neville because that's what it was called in the original Company of Heroes. It wasn't a vehicle though, it was the mobile one with infantry. But yeah, that's why I call it Neville. Very similar. We do hear artillery barrage landing around here. Landing over here. Why can't I? Oh, there it goes. Okay, so yeah, it's landing around here. Ooh, nice hit there. Burns that house. It didn't. I don't think it actually did a lot. I mean, that artillery is very sporadic, considering that it's very far away. I mean, like most artillery barrages, the further away you are, the less accurate you are. You know, the bigger the spread. So, something to keep in mind. The artillery gun doesn't have to be built in the base, so you could build it a little bit forward if you want to have both greater range and accuracy. But anyway, so we now see another push by these grenadiers. They are bed 3 and 2 bed 2s going on top of the Su-85s and T-34s. T-34 Maxim machine gun is going to be able to suppress one of them. This one gets behind them and behind the gun. And we hear something being called, and that is a Stuka close air support, which is going to barrage this area. Not doing a lot. Anti-air half-track moving into position to start doing some damage. T-34s getting into position, making some shots. And they are going to get Panzerfausted and get damaging that engine, but there isn't anything to follow up just yet. Here comes a Panther. That's going to be nice, but there's still an Su-85 there, and the field gun 2 Su-85. So this Panther is probably done for. It might be able to, you know, get an exchange as far as taking down that T-34. But with that Su-85 on its other side and this one turning to engage it, that Panther is dead. Tiger tank moving up now, following up the Panther. Would have been nice to have them both at the same time. Could potentially pick up a kill on that Su-85, but nice ramming ability being used by this T-34. Disables that Tiger and gets him immobilized, so quite unlucky. Nice reaction time on the repairs, but they are in front of a Maxim machine gun, gonna get brutalized. Down to 2 and 1 man. MG42 down to 1 man, gonna get killed and gets decrewed, and this T-34 is gonna be able to kill those Pioneers. Should actually get it on this side to kill the Pioneers, but they are gonna die relatively soon. Down to 1 man on the retreat. Do they make it out? Yeah, they're gonna make it out. But this Tiger tank is now screw it. We have 2 Su-85 shooting it and T-34 shooting it in the rear. Not much you can do. Pioneer squads were trying to get into position to repair, but considering it's surrounded, it's doubtful. A Panzerwerfer barrage on top of this would have been nice, even if you sacrificed the Tiger, because you were going to lose it anyways. But, well, wasn't used. Pack gun did get moved into position to try to get some kills on those tanks, but this T-34 is now circle strafing it. One nice shot goes in and takes it down to 2 men. Another shot might be able to do it. No, it actually manages to survive. Another shot goes in, still survives, and there it goes. Goes down. Very low health T-34, but I think it's going to be able to make it out of there. MG42 does suppress these conscripts before they manage to get out of there. These Vet 3 Grenadiers could have potentially picked up this, although it looks like they can't pick it up though. Vet 3 with a PTRS, that would have been really nice. So this T-34 slowly but steadily is going to make it out of there. In the center we see T-34 engaging. Small arms fire. Still major engagement is right here. Panzerwerfer being moved up a little bit. This anti-air gun on this thing is being very nice. And we see a conscript squad that went around the flank and actually manages to get a kill on the Panzerwerfer. So that is that. I mean, let's see what they have left. 1 squad of Grenadiers, 2 Pioneers, 2 MGs, and 2 pack guns, 1 being produced right now. And Apple has 4 Grenadiers, 1 pack gun, and 2 Pioneers. So there's no armor on the field right now. Aside from the pack guns, these T-34s have free roam to pretty much do anything. The right-hand side of the map has been fully captured by the Soviets. So it's looking very grim now. Looking very grim. They're doing a good job, though, at spreading out and still capping territory, not, you know, holding themselves in just one sector of the map. But the T-34s, again, have pretty much free reign to move around however they want. This pack on the rear does get a nice shot on this T-34. It is Vet 2, though, and at Vet 2, I believe they get 100 reduces damage taking slightly, so it is going to be able to survive those a little bit more. Artillery barrage goes in on top of this pack gun. Gonna have to move it out of the way. Moves a little bit forward. Ooh. Well, nice shots, but it's actually not getting anything, unfortunately. Ooh, nice shot on top of that MG42. Brings it down to 2 men, but I don't think that's going to be enough. It's not going to be able to kill it. No, those shots are not going to land in the same place twice. Grenadiers and Pioneers pushing a little bit forward. Pack gun being moved into position to try to get more shots on the armor. This T-34 is very low in health now, but pack guns are not going to be able to move on. Very nice. Very nice usage of abilities, but I'm not sure if it actually killed anything there. Still, we do have Vet 3 Panzer Grenadiers. 3 Vet 3 squads, actually. One of them is on the other side, though. Yeah, it's only back at base. So these are going to be very good at killing this infantry. These shock troops are only at Vet 1. Not going to be able to do much. Down to 2 men. Need to get them out of there or they're going to die. And they do die. Nice use of a rifle nade. And they retreat them. Not taking any unnecessary losses. Very nice. Pack gun opening up on the Su-85. Not actually getting any shots. Gets one lucky shot on the retreat. And a Panzerfaust goes off. Bringing the damage to about, I don't know, let's say 70% health. Should be able to get repaired afterwards though. Conscript squad at Vet 2 engaging Pioneers at Vet 1. They're going to win that fight. These Pioneers at Vet 1 are going to be engaged by a T-34. So with this T-34 on the right hand side, the Soviets should be able to get the full control of this right hand side. Again, we see another Tiger hitting the field for synThrax. That is going to be again a nice anti-tank measure that he's going to have, but unsupported and all alone. He's not going to be able to do much with it. But basically, this is the equivalent of a mobile pack gun right now because of what it can actually do right now on the field. The sheer overwhelming amount of armor on the field for the Soviets is too much for just one Tiger to handle. Let's see, we have sztefenfu on the field now with 4 Su-85s. 4 Su-85s. Those can kill anything. And O'Field has himself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 T-34s and a half-track. So any way you look at it, I mean, yeah, there's 2 armor now, so that's going to be a little bit better, but still, even if you take away the T-34s, those Su-85s are going to rip everything to shreds. So T-34 getting very lucky, not getting hit by the Panther or the Tiger. Dodging some shots left and right. Still no hits. Su-85s opening up, destroying that Panther right away. I think this is it. I don't think they have anything that they can do now. There's just too much armor on the field for the Soviets. Nice shot by the Su-85s, goes in, does a little bit of damage to the Tiger. Tiger obviously well armored, a lot more than the Panther, that is. So it's going to take a lot more shots, but with the sheer amount of tanks on the field, there's really not much they can do. We actually see T-34s in the rear, you know, it's just sitting around. Su-85s, you know, T-34s barely moving now into range. So yeah, this Tiger is now down to a sliver of health, about 20% at most, 15 probably, and yeah, not gonna be able to do much. So yeah, I think this is it. I don't think the Germans are gonna be able to pull back from this. They would need to sit back, and no, that's it. They throw in the towel. So yeah, I mean, they would have needed to sit back and amass some decent amount of armor and go for a blitzkrieg rush. You know, it's just basically all out, knowing that you're going to lose most of your armor, but trying to take out all of their armor in the process, or most of their armor in the process. Because yeah, I mean, there was just too much. I mean, look at that. 6 T-34s. I mean, and the 6th one being produced right now. And we said, what, 4? Well, he lost one in that engagement, but 3 Su-85 still on the field anyway, so I mean, yeah, that was going to be quite difficult. So yeah, they threw in the towel, so another victory for the dynamic duo, sztefenfu and O'Field. So thanks for suggesting it again. Been having a blast with these 2v2s. Again, I know I miss a lot of things because there's so much happening at the same time, but hopefully you enjoyed the cast. In any case, though, if you... I lost my train of thought, little brain fart there, but I guess I'll just close it. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave a comment in the section below. If you have any replays you want to send them, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description below. Otherwise, though, I hope you have yourself a great day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.